What are boos in Mario games? I mean, besides the obvious thing that they're ghosts, what are they ghosts of? Koopas? Goombas? Are they their own species entirely? To find out, let's get into the nitty gritty. This is Overthinking It. Boos, the creepy little ghosties that made their debut in Super Mario 3. Now, I can't be the only one who's ever wondered what these guys are ghosts of, as they aren't really similar to a lot of characters in Mario games and have their own distinct look. At first, maybe the thought crossed my mind that these are generally just how all ghosts look in Mario games. Once a creature dies, they transform into a boo. But nay, I say! I also even heard the theory that boos are Mario after he dies. That's interesting, but I don't think so. Take a game like Luigi's Mansion, for instance. This not only has boos, but it also has normal human-looking ghosts, assuming they resemble what they looked like when they were alive. So this means that boos must resemble at least somewhat how they looked in real life. Notice like the hair on these things, and even the color palettes are different. Armed with that, let's take a look at the boos and see if we can find some similar characteristics amongst any other Mario characters. Spoiler alert, I think there is a decent match. Boos have a few defining characteristics. They're white and circular with little arms and a small ghosty tail. The tail we can ignore as this is just a trait of ghosts, and while it doesn't negate that what they come from might have had a tail, even if they didn't, it still would have a tail just for being a ghost. Now let's look at the characteristics. They have big mouths that are always smiling, sometimes sticking out their tongue. They have distinct little black eyes. The eyes are the key. What character has similar eyes and lives in this world that could have a population of a specific kind of ghosts? Also an important note that they support a monarchy. So whatever species this is, they have a ruler over them. In this case, it's a king. King Boo. And while the Koopas do support a monarchy, their look just doesn't match up at all. Goombas are a little closer, but their eyes are totally different and don't match up. Boobs make a convincing case, however the boos don't behave like them, and series creator Shigeru Miyamoto said, nah, and his word is law. Now I believe boos are the ghosts of toads. Look at their faces. Look at the eyes. Even the color palette is similar. Things line up. Okay, before you all go on a rant, I'm aware of Paper Mario's Ghost T, who definitely resembles himself in previous life way more so than a boo. However, Mario canon and lore is all over the place, so maybe we could just look past it for a second? If not, at the very least, this is only one instance I'm aware of, so it could be a one-off, and for some reason this toad retained his original form. Let's just run with my theory because I have another reason to back it up by taking a look at Super Mario 64. So boos in the games are shy creatures. If you look at them, they disappear, and as you turn around, they become physical. What's interesting is at first glance you would think this is just a trait of ghosts, and well, you'd be right, as other ghosts in games like Luigi's Mansion demonstrate a similar ability. But look at the toads in Mario 64, as you get close they get tangible, but when you leave, they disappear. I know it's a stretch to say this is an ability and not a hardware limitation, but I thought it was an interesting detail as other characters in the game don't do this, just the toads. And they aren't as frequent as other characters. It's an interesting detail I can't ignore. And not to mention, yes, the Toads had a king before Princess Peach ruled. Her father did, the Mushroom King, a character referenced in Super Mario Bros. Manual but never being present in game. And guess what? He looks like a toad, but bigger. Granted, his eyes are different. But wait, so are King Boo's. While I don't believe King Boo is Peach's father, I believe he comes from her ancestry. Perhaps a Mushroom King in the past who had some unfinished business and died too soon. So he's built a thriving Boo empire. It's interesting when you put the pieces together. So, why do boos attack Mario? Simple. Because Mario actively raids their mansion and tries to steal their stuff they work hard to get. And not only that, he can actually defeat the boos. And what happens to a boo after it's defeated? Maybe it's a fate worse than death. King Boo just wants Mario to leave them alone, and now by extension, and maybe to a worse extent, Luigi. Notice some boos actually are okay with Mario and even befriend him, like Bo on Paper Mario, who becomes your ally. The ones that go after him must have a reason. So to sum it up, boos are the lost souls of toads with unfinished business, and King Boo is a former Mushroom King. Or am I overthinking it? Well, that's all I have for you. Be sure to subscribe, drop a like, and hit that noti bell so you can catch all my future uploads. Take a look at my other videos and series while you're at it. Until next time, have a good one!
Jig, you look back!